So I've spent the last couple of decades with the great privilege of working in Northern Australia with quite a few different Aboriginal groups, particularly Gurindji people. I think it's absolutely integral that language and country are reconnected. For a long time, for instance, calling Uluru Ayers and then that name change happened, which was fantastic. And so for a while there was dual naming, where sometimes it was being called Uluru, sometimes it was being called Ayers, and now Uluru has become the absolute norm. It's aligning with Indigenous people's expectations of how country should be named.
It's language sovereignty, so it's a social justice thing. What tangible thing can we do?
More and more people are using the original names of places.
Over the last decade or so, there's been this really inspiring renaissance of Indigenous languages happening right across the nation.
We have some dual names of country that are appearing on signs. People are starting to use the original names of places in their letter writing.
New parcel packaging that has like a field specifically asking for First Nations place name.
On news, on TV, for the weather.
Making dictionaries, grammars, other kinds of resources to make sure that those languages are there for future generations.
Using the original names for places, it's language sovereignty out of respect for my ancestors, but also all First Nations people.
There was one renaming that I was involved with in the Northern Territory on Ngurinman, Bilinada and Gurindji countries. The place was called Gregory National Park after the Gregory brothers, who were the first non-Indigenous people who came into the area. National parks then went through a process of wanting to rename that, and they decided that one of the significant sites on the country, a hill called Judbura, should be the name for the entire national park, and it was honouring one of the main traditional owners. There's a lot of consultation work that has to be done.
If we change the systems or the social constructs of the way that we do certain things in Australia, the way that we name places or the way that travel guides or postal systems use place names, we can make Australia way more inclusive.
Place names are a way that we can showcase our language.
When I'm helping with this work, it's because First Nations people are asking for this work to be done.
A lot of allies have contacted me and said, what tangible thing can we do?
We really want people to be actively promoting and using and speaking the original names of places to show that you are wanting to take practical steps towards reconciliation.
It's not going to change anyone's life, but it's a tiny little thing that can start off that way of thinking for non-Indigenous Australia to meet First Nations people where we are.